and copy those ones I made. So I download the Power Editor again, and I mean, I'm critical of Facebook sometimes, but I'm very thankful they keep making so many positive changes to the Power Editor. It saves me from having to pay another company a lot of money every month to do the same thing. So I'm looking for active campaigns, bandwork call doc, US web traffic. Now, as usual, Facebook makes things a little complicated in that I can't edit all of the ads in the Power Editor. And if I can figure out which one, if I can sort these, maybe I can do all of one type of ad at once. So I want to copy and do additional text versions of the same ad. There, it looks like I can do them together, but if you notice, I can't mix the newsfeed and the right column ads together. So I can copy and paste the newsfeed ads and do a different version of the newsfeed ad, but then I can't do a different version of the right column ad. So as you can see in this, it's not really worth it with 40 ads in the campaign already to even go through and do that again. But duplicate web traffic US2, and I can now, since I want to try something else, I can have the best of both worlds. I want to try my Obama campaign. Well, I can try my Obama campaign. There you go. I can do both of them in the same campaign. I can see how that stacks up against anything else. So then I can upload this new ad campaign for Obama. Upload again. Alright, now here's a workaround. You can see some of the ads clearly didn't upload. So what I can do is just modify the age slightly and upload it again, and it'll work around that little error I had. And you can see the sheer amount of time I've put into figuring out these little problem-solving solutions. So now the client asked for $10 a day for web traffic. So what I need to do now is switch these to two $5 a day campaigns to meet his original goals. And what I can do is, with running these over a longer period of time, we can see which one of these converts the best. So now I can make a global ad campaign doing the same thing. I duplicate this web traffic, and this is a global one I want. And now I go into the ads on the global one, and instead of the US or Barack Obama, I'm going to target a little more general. I'm going to target Amazon, because that's more general for worldwide. Now what I need to do is pair up my wealth list. So now I'm going to target other countries where I know there's established wealth in the country. And I need to make sure I've got English targeted on these. So now I'm going in and putting countries like Canada, Australia, where I know the wealth is at such a point where they can afford to pay $19 a month for something like this. And the idea is I'm making all of these campaigns, and if any one of them work well to get a positive ROI for the client, then they're going to be really happy. And they can just increase the budget on that one campaign then. And I'm using this off a pre-made list I've already researched. So that's, if you have me make a campaign, that's one of the advantages. I've got little resources like this I took the time one day to figure out which countries have a comparable per capita income to the US and have a significant English speaking portion of the population in there. So now I have all these I can use on demand. I just have to pull my list up. Okay, so now I've got a global campaign. I can even throw, say, maybe Japan in. I probably don't want the United, well, I'll put the United Kingdom in right now because I don't know. But the client will easily be able to see if they're getting conversions from somewhere. The client will easily be able to see that. Right, so I've got, there, I've got a nice list of international campaigns. Now I'll upload that. That's done. Now I go back here, refresh, and now I gotta switch this to a $10 a day campaign. Now I'll take a look in the actual campaign itself. You can see this is a 1.5 million. Even though I'm targeting Amazon, you can see the audience is a lot smaller, but Amazon's a US company, so you can figure the kind of person that likes Amazon on Facebook is probably going to have a better chance of wanting to order from CallDoc, than say the average person globally. So now these campaigns are made for conversions, these are made for page likes. So now the client ordered 4 campaigns, I've given them 5. And I split the US web traffic because that hopefully will give the best chance of success in this ad campaign. So the setup on these is done. So you can see the hours I put in the researching, the system I've got, the setup. Now these ad campaigns are done for the client. What I'm going to do in the coming days is analyze how they're running, and then I can make changes based on what I see. What will really help is if I can get a conversion or two and see where the conversions are coming in from. So you can see these are done, and now I'm going to go through and do one more ad campaign for a different client to give some additional perspective on what you can do. You can see this is finished, so we're going to go through here. I don't know what these errors are. I'm going to make sure there's 40 ads. There's 40 ads in there, so I'm going to close that. All right, that was an incognito window. I closed the whole thing. So now I'm going to need to sign in to PhotoSpin again in order to do this client's ads. All right, so I'm signed in here. So the next ad campaign I have is for a client that wants to expand his recipe page. And you can see I already made this ad campaign for him back in August. So now he wants a new ad campaign. You can see he's getting 30 cents per page like for an audience in the US that likes his recipes. What he needs now is an ad campaign to expand on that globally. So you can see this ad campaign's ran well for him. If I reset the zoom, you can see better. I think you can see better. So here's his page, recipetipster.com. A huge page, 382,000 people on it. It's for recipes. And what I can do is, I'll take you to his page real quick. So I already know his page. I've already made campaigns for his page. So you can see if you like recipes and food and do it yourself, I definitely visit recipetipster.com and take a look. There's delicious recipes all over, and there's just tons of pictures to use. So I may not even need PhotoSpin for this. But what I'm going to do, look, I already I already made this ad campaign for him, right? And it looks like I've used a ton of pictures from all of his different recipes. So I don't see why I wouldn't, if I did it right before, I figure I can only screw it up by doing it different. And so you can see all these images here. I can easily use more of these images in more ads. So I've got more ads. There, now I want a new audience because this audience is using a partner category. So I want to take the partner category out. So I want recipe. There, I'll put recipe and cooking. Now that's too big, so I'll just do recipe. And so I'll put like the best recipes on here. So I know I've got a hashtag targeted that's solid. I want to take women. And based on the client's feedback, if I look at my feedback, he emailed me. He says that women 18 to 44 seem to be his most engaged audience. So we're going to set this to women 18 to 44. Now he wants the biggest audience from his bottom line, and this is why it's important to look at the bottom line in terms of your own ads or your client's ads. His bottom line is getting people to his website to get AdSense income. So that means he needs people from countries that are going to be worthwhile on AdSense. And I'm going to create a new bandwork recipe tipster.com global. And now I don't happen to remember. I need to look and see if he wants a direct to web or not. Alright, so he wants to get the cost per click as low as possible, and he wants more likes. Okay, perfect. Alright, so I'll put his campaign at $10 a day to start. Scroll up here. So now I'm going to use that same country list I had before. I want to use that same country list I already had. So I'm going to put the same countries I've put already, these ones to start in. But I'm going to add more countries that I know are good on AdSense traffic. And this is from the same list I used before. So this will help him build up a little bit bigger following. And the more countries you add around the world, it gives the opportunity for the ads to run at all times a day too. And that helps because then Facebook will give you a discount. It gives you a better chance to get in the best opportunity places. I already put Switzerland in here? Yes, I did. I sure don't want to target Switzerland, Florida, or South Carolina. Finland. Okay, it looks like Luxembourg. Spain. Puerto Rico. Alright, I've got a good solid worldwide audience here. It's not that much bigger than the original US audience, but it will have, it's targeted different. So